All I ever wanted was transparency from the front office. We finally get that transparency. This is what Caitlin Clark said moments ago. Let's pull it up. Caitlin Clark has stated, I hope to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spend hours in the gym every day with a singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointing isn't a big enough word to describe how I feel. I am feeling what I want to thank everyone.
Breaking developments have emerged regarding Caitlin Clark's status for the remainder of the basketball season. After days of speculation and limited communication from team officials, Clark has officially confirmed her absence from competition for the current campaign. The announcement comes following mounting pressure for clarity from the organization. Recent videos and commentary had questioned the front office's transparency regarding Clark's condition and potential return timeline. This sustained scrutiny appears to have prompted the official statement that fans had been awaiting. In her declaration, Clark expressed deep disappointment about the situation.
I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continue to show up for me and the Fever brought me so much joy and important prosperity. I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through the adversity this year. Now it's time to close out this season and claim our spot in the playoffs. Guys, this is very unfortunate. Caitlin Clark.
She revealed spending countless hours in training facilities with the sole objective of returning to action. The star player acknowledged that disappointed fails to adequately capture her emotional state regarding this development. Clark extended gratitude to supporters who remained loyal throughout the uncertain period, describing the experience as extremely frustrating. Despite the setbacks, she highlighted positive elements, particularly the unwavering fan support for both herself and the Fever organization. This continued backing provided significant joy and meaning during difficult circumstances. The athlete praised her teammates' resilience, noting how the squad has grown stronger while facing challenges throughout the year.
The playoffs, guys, this is very unfortunate. Caitlin Clark will not be returning to the basketball court for the 2025 season. Let's lift up the Clark family and players. And they could have been said this, but I told y'all it was us calling them out, forced their hand. They had to say something because the videos kept coming out. They was not transparent at all with anything that was going on with the organization, letting us know what was happening with Caitlin. This is very unfortunate. And guys, I just want to say I'm sorry to everybody, man.
She emphasized the team's current focus on completing the season successfully and securing their playoff position. This confirmation ends weeks of uncertainty surrounding Clark's availability for the 2025 season conclusion. Previous statements from team management had been vague, leading to speculation about the organization's transparency regarding player health matters. Earlier communications from head coach Stephanie White had referenced concerns about long-term wellness priorities over immediate return possibilities. 2 days prior to Clark's announcement, White had indicated that the player remained limited to shooting exercises without full contact participation. However, contradictory reports suggested Clark had been observed in more intensive activities, including full-court 5-on-5 drills.
Man, just to everybody that wanted to see Caitlin come back, I apologize, bro. I know it's nothing I can do, but, you know, at this point, guys, I am just so pissed off about this whole situation. Let me know y'all thoughts about this.
Road was significant for them and her to see what Clark could do. And to this point, limited contact, just some 5-on-5 full court. She's 5-on-5 full court when we see her as running down the court, hauling all booty down the court, bruh.
These conflicting accounts raised questions about the accuracy of official updates and whether complete information was being shared with supporters. During recent press conferences, White discussed using the West Coast road trip as an evaluation period for determining Clark's status. The coach mentioned plans to assess the situation following practice sessions and provide definitive answers regarding the player's availability. When questioned about contact limitations, White confirmed that Clark had been restricted primarily to shooting activities with minimal physical engagement. This contradicted visual evidence of the player participating in more demanding exercises during team sessions. The timeline of events reveals inconsistencies in official communications.
Bruh, why is we still on this? Now it says Stephanie White on Caitlin Clark's status and decision made with 3 games left. Let's see. Oh, damn.
have enough time?
Let's see.
You mentioned Chloe not having enough time. Does Caitlin now have enough time?
Yeah, we really want to use this West Coast trip to evaluate. We're going to sit down after practice today and hopefully have a direction soon.
Do you anticipate you guys would decide and maybe say something publicly between now and Tuesday?
While management emphasized caution regarding Clark's long-term health just days earlier, the sudden definitive announcement suggests the decision had been reached prior to public acknowledgement. Team officials faced criticism for potentially extending uncertainty to maintain ticket sales and fan engagement. The suggestion that financial considerations influenced communication timing has generated controversy among supporters who felt misled about Clark's actual condition. The coaching staff statements about needing additional evaluation time appeared inconsistent with the rapid conclusion that followed. Questions arose about whether the organization possessed clear information earlier but delayed disclosure for commercial reasons. Video evidence showing Clark's participation in intensive drills conflicted with official descriptions of her limited activity levels.
Publicly between now and Tuesday, given the...
Yeah, I think that's the hope. We knew that we had a stretch over the weekend to really see where we are, and the hope is to sit down and have an answer one way or another. Yeah.
What's the furthest she's gone to this point?
What do you mean the furthest she's gone?
How much has she been able to get accomplished?
She hasn't been able to do a whole lot of contact. So she's been able to get up and down 5-on-0, been able to get shooting, but hasn't been able to get a whole lot of contact.
You mentioned Chloe not having enough time.
Bruh, Stephanie White, guys, this is them saving face. This is them.
This discrepancy fueled suspicions that the public narrative differed significantly from internal knowledge about her capabilities. The West Coast trip evaluation mentioned by coaching staff seemed unnecessary given the swift determination that emerged afterward. This raised doubts about the authenticity of the assessment process and whether genuine uncertainty existed regarding Clark's status. Previous statements about prioritizing long-term health over immediate participation suggested the decision was predetermined. The emphasis on future wellness rather than current season opportunities indicated management's perspective on risk assessment for the valuable player.
Stephanie White, guys, this is them saving face. This is them telling us that, you know what, Caitlin's not coming back. We're going to, I think the other day she said something about long-term health. Let me see if I can get that pulled up before we go over this ridiculous thing here. So this is what Stephanie White said. How many days ago was this? This was on the 2nd? 2 days ago. So this was 2 days ago. This is what she said 2 days.
The situation highlighted tensions between organizational transparency and strategic communication. Fans expressed frustration about receiving incomplete information while supporting the team financially and emotionally throughout the uncertainty period. Clark's dedication to recovery efforts, including daily gymnasium sessions, demonstrated her commitment to returning despite ultimate inability to compete. Her singular focus on resuming play made the final outcome particularly disappointing for both player and supporters. The announcement's timing, following persistent questioning about management honesty, suggested external pressure influenced the decision to provide clarity.
Go. This is what she said 2 days ago. Listen.
Put that behind you and kind of focus on this one because all these games are big now.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice. It's just you got to move on to the next. We got to learn from it. Particularly the highlighted levels of game plan execution. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I thought we passed up shots. So making sure that we have that mentality that we've got to take open shots, and regardless of whether they go in or not, we still have to take them. It helps with our spacing. It helps with our offensive rebounding opportunities. So we've got to be better in that.
Community demand for straightforward communication appeared to accelerate the official disclosure timeline. Team leadership's handling of the situation drew criticism for perceived lack of forthrightness with stakeholders. The contrast between private knowledge and public statements raised concerns about trust between organization and fan base moving forward. Despite frustrations with communication processes, Clark's statement emphasized positive aspects including fan loyalty and team growth. Her focus on completing this
and wants to make kind of crazy plays happen. And she committed a turnover, and this is what Natalie, late in the game, this is what Natalie Nicasio said. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we remember when Caitlin Clark was in the middle of the best game of her career. She was in the middle of the best game of her career. And she committed a turnover by throwing the ball to a wide open Aaliyah Boston. And a little bit, maybe an inch too high. Aaliyah got her hand on it, but couldn't fully catch.
The resolution provides closure for speculation while raising questions about organizational communication practices. The experience may influence future approaches to managing player health information and public disclosure strategies during uncertain periods. Recent interviews have highlighted contrasting coaching approaches between Natalie Nakase and other WNBA coaches, particularly regarding how they handle young talent and mistakes during crucial game moments. Nakase was questioned about her management of Carla Lee, a remarkably young player for the Golden State Valkyries. Lee represents one of the league's youngest guards who receives significant playing time, being even younger than many college juniors currently competing.
And a little bit, maybe an inch too high, Aaliyah got her hand on it but couldn't fully catch the ball. And if Aaliyah had caught it, it was a wide open layup. And then she got pulled and was told it was going to be a learning opportunity. And then when she came back on the floor, Kelsey Mitchell had a wide open layup, and she decided not to pass the ball to a player for a wide open layup because her coach got in her head. Her coach got in her head. Let's listen to Natalie Nakase.
Brought her back to make some big plays down the stretch. Did you prepare her in any way for the return?
Yeah, I told her I don't care if she turns the ball over.
At just 21 years old when the season began, she is considerably younger than established players like Paige Bickers and other notable guards in the league. Lay possesses exceptional talent and demonstrates the ability to execute plays that other guards cannot accomplish. She exhibits a strong desire to create opportunities and generate impactful moments during games. Her playing style involves taking risks and attempting challenging plays that can change game dynamics. During a recent contest, Lay committed a turnover late in the game.
Prepare her in any way for the return?
Yeah, I told her I don't care if she turns the ball over. I said, I know she's not trying to turn the ball over. Like I said, sometimes she's just getting physically bumped. So if she gets physically bumped, like what's going to happen? Well, she might lose the ball. I told her I don't care. I said, I'm going to put you back in and you're going to kick some ass. And that's what she did. You know, I just kind of gave her a breather, like, because they were kind of being super physical. So I said, hey, I'm just going to give you a breather. You're going to go right back in. I trust her completely. I trust her with making the calls. She's brilliant down the stretch. She's very brilliant down the stretch. And she likes big plays.
When asked about bringing her back into the game to make crucial plays, Nakase's response revealed her coaching philosophy. She explained that she explicitly told Lay not to worry about potential turnovers, emphasizing that turnovers are not intentional and often result from physical contact during intense play. Nakase's approach involved reassuring Lay that physical bumps and contact naturally lead to ball handling difficulties. Rather than criticizing these mistakes, she provided encouragement and confidence. She told Lay to return to the court and perform aggressively, expressing complete trust in her decision-making abilities.
Very brilliant down the stretch, and she likes big plays. You know, she is not scared to do that step back three. She is not scared, and so you need players like that. You need players who can close.
So basically, you know, she's not trying to turn it over. We're just giving her a breather. Had to basically remind her, I don't care if you turn the ball over, and that she's brilliant down the stretch. She wants to make big plays, and we need players like that. So instead, you got one coach having to remind a player, I don't mind if you turn the ball over. You do you. Basically, you do you. We trust you down the stretch.
The coach described Lee as exceptionally intelligent during crunch time situations, noting her willingness to attempt difficult shots like step-back three-pointers. Nakase emphasized the importance of having players who are not intimidated by pressure moments and can execute closing plays when games are decided. This coaching strategy contrasts sharply with situations involving other teams and their star players. A different approach was observed when another coach handled a similar situation with their key player during what was potentially their best performance of the season. In that instance, the player attempted a pass to an open teammate for what should have been an easy scoring opportunity.
Trust you down the stretch. And you've got another coach saying to their star player who has again had the most points in the clutch in the history of for rookies. In rookie history. You've got that coach pulling him out being like, well, you need to learn. You need to learn more. You know all that stuff that is the reason why the Indiana Fever were so good in the clutch. You know all that stuff that used to will the teams back into games. You know all the great things you do. We want to change you as a player. We don't want you. You see, you should be looking at Paige Becker's tapes.
The pass was slightly high, and while the intended recipient got a hand on the ball, they could not secure it completely. Despite this being a sound basketball decision with a good outcome possibility, the player was immediately removed from the game. The coaching staff described this as a learning opportunity, but the impact was significant. When the player returned to the court, they faced another situation where a teammate had an open scoring opportunity. However, instead of making the obvious pass, the player hesitated due to the earlier coaching intervention, demonstrating how criticism can affect natural basketball instincts.
You as a player. We don't want you. You see, you should be looking at Paige Becker's tapes. It's like David Moyes telling Rio Ferdinand to look at Phil Jagielka tapes. Like, I wouldn't be that surprised if she starts telling her to look at Paige Becker's tapes in the offseason. She starts, look at how Paige Becker screens. Look at how Paige Becker screens. And then you've got a coach being like, especially for the Valks, because the Valks don't have that much star power. They don't. They're a real good team. But the reason the Valks need Carla late is she is their only guard that's going to make something happen late in the game. Veronica Burton's really good. She's not really going to make something happen. Kate Martin's not going to make anything happen.
This situation illustrates two fundamentally different coaching philosophies. One approach involves providing reassurance and maintaining player confidence, while the other focuses on immediate correction and instruction during peak performance moments. The contrast becomes more apparent when considering the players' natural abilities and playing styles. Both players excel at making clutch plays and have demonstrated exceptional performance in pressure situations throughout their careers. They possess natural instincts that have contributed to their team's success in close games.
Good. She's not really going to make something happen. Kate Martin's not going to make anything happen. It is very much, Carla Late is the dynamic guard on this team. She is the guard that's going to take them home. And she's going to become better and better in the clutch. And you've got a coach straight away saying, I told her I don't care about turnovers. I told her I don't care. I'm going to put you back in. You're going to kick some ass. And that's what she did. And when Caitlin Clark, got pulled for one turnover for a learning opportunity, she talked about how she then second-guessed her.
Nkase's approach recognizes that dynamic players need freedom to utilize their instincts. She understands that overcoaching talented individuals can lead to hesitation and second-guessing, which ultimately reduces their effectiveness during crucial moments. The Valkyries' roster composition makes Lee's role even more critical. While the team has solid players, they lack multiple star-level talents. Lee serves as their primary dynamic guard capable of creating opportunities in late-game situations.
She talked about how she then second-guessed herself making a pass she makes 100 times out of 100. She makes 100 times out of 100. And I understand maybe in that specific situation it might have been the right idea to make that pass, but we can't tell a player who plays off instinct to stop playing off instincts. Anyone who knows ball knows that is not what you do. That is not what you do. Like, you absolutely have to let dynamic players be dynamic. You have to let them.
Other guards on the roster, while competent, do not possess the same ability to generate game-changing plays independently. This roster reality means that limiting Lay's aggressiveness or making her overthink situations would significantly impact the team's competitive ability. Nkase's coaching strategy acknowledges this team structure and maximizes their most dynamic players' contributions. The philosophical differences between coaching approaches extend beyond individual games. When talented players are constantly questioned or criticized for their natural instincts, they begin to overthink situations where they previously excelled through intuitive play.